Alright, we're back on the home screen and we want to select embroidery. And to select an embroidery design that is built into the machine, I can choose one of these categories, but I can also choose shapes or alphabetic characters. Let's choose a design that's built into the machine, and I can scroll up and down. I can actually make this larger if I want by squeezing, pinching in and out with my fingers. But what I want to do for our first stitch out is something that's very simple. So, and honestly, I have not looked at all these designs, so I don't know what is simple. Okay, we're going to choose this design, and it looks light and airy, but I can also tell that it uses one of the larger hoops, which is fine because I'm going to reduce the size of it. Now what I want to do is I want to set that design, and I want to go into edit, and I'll choose size, and because I want to keep the density the same as it was built into the machine, I'll select this icon here on the right, and now I'm reducing the size of that design. You can see looking up here at the top that I can use this in any of the hoops that came with the machine. Let's make it a little bit larger. And I also want to rotate it. So now that I've moved it, and I can see that it will fit in my 5x7, let's go ahead and rotate it, and let's rotate it 90 degrees. Okay, I'm happy with that. So now we select embroidery, and you can see that it has a singular color, and it will take us 1 minute to stitch it out. So let's go over here and set it up on the machine. All right, on your embroidery arm you have a lever here. You need to have this lever up. You want to place the hoop on your machine. First of all, get your fabric under the needle, but you want to make sure you slide it into your machine gently. You'll have a little bit of resistance, but it's not going to be too much. Okay, now that it's on the machine, you want to make sure that you have your fabric out of the way. And the other thing is you want to make sure that you have your machine threaded, which I do not have, so I'll thread it very quickly. Okay, now we're ready to boogie. So what we'll do to start this embroidery is we'll just press the start button, and it'll tell me on my screen that I need to lower the presser foot. So we will do that. And you notice this turned green now, so let's go ahead and stitch it out. Okay, this is the first stitch out on my Luminaire, so I can see if I like the tension of it or if it's sewing okay. And I don't know if you noticed, but it's fairly quiet compared to my dream machine, that is. And you can lower the speed of the stitch out by going into settings, so you can lower the machine speed. In this instance, I'm filming a video. I don't want it to be slower. As it's progressing, let me show you the screen. As it's progressing, you can see that how far it has to go in the stitch out, and you can also see how it moves throughout the stitch out. The other thing that's different, and I wanted to point this out, is I have the ability to select a thread color based on a thread chart that I have, which is Isacord. And now I get the message that it's finished, and I press OK. And that was my first stitch out. So let's look at it. So to remove it from the hoop, you do just the opposite of what you did whenever you put it in the machine. You need to raise your embroidery arm and pull the hoop towards you. Now, one thing I want to mention to you, and particularly for those of you who do any applique, and I'm going to move this camera back so I can slide it out. You need to make sure that when you remove the hoop that you're holding on to the side of it so that you don't distort anything if you have to add fabric or cut fabric away. But we'll move it over here so you can see the first stitch out. And this is what it looks like. Let me remove it from the hoop, and to do that, all I have to do is use my screwdriver. I need to have it in the number 3 position. And I'm turning this towards me. And by the way, I just hooped a piece of muslin for this. It's not anything special. But here's the first design that I stitched out on my machine, and it looks very nice. Okay, thanks.